Hey coaches, I posted on social media the other day some of the drills that I was putting together for camp. We host a high school camp at the beginning of the summer, get our guys kind of ready to go into team camps. So we have an hour of skill work and then we have an hour of teamwork throughout the week, and then we're ready to go for that second week when we go into some team camp stuff. So when I posted it, I had somebody say, "Hey, will you explain what you have going on there a little bit?" Sure, why not? So the first thing that I'll point out to you is all of these drills that I have. While I know some of them just kind of off the top of my head, I go over to the drill vault inside my website, coachmattdennis.com, and I can select the drills that I want. I can go in there and I can, figure out whatever it is I want to work on. Dribbling, say, okay, I've got all these dribbling drills, and I click on it, and there's some videos in here as well. But just to give you an idea, this is just where I go. I start cruising around. I start selecting things, and the drill pops up. We got a little explanation there, so it makes it really easy for me, so I don't have to remember a ton of different things. And I like to pick different drills every day, so I do this quite often, whether I'm doing regular practice or we're doing any kind of summer camp, that kind of stuff. So anyway, I want to explain these drills here to you real quick and just give you a little explanation. Some of them might be familiar with them, others maybe not. But the first one that we're doing really is just a two-person drill, and we obviously have more than two people at a hoop, so we'll have a line of a couple guys back here. But the person that starts with the ball is going to dribble it in between the cones. If you just have one cone, they'd go in front of the cone. The second person is going to be running and sprinting, and it's just going to be a handoff right here. So you're just going to make that handoff. We switch over here. Player two now is driving to finish, and you're going to see a recurring theme here with all these with the finishing. Player one who handed it off is going to try to play defense. So that's that first drill. Now you can see right here, the emphasis here is ball handling and finishing. All of these ball handling and finishing, ball handling and finishing, ball handling and finishing. This is what I want our players to be doing. I want to give them ideas of things that they can do on their own. They can do at the park, they can do in their driveway, but obviously we're doing them in camp as well. The second one here is there isn't a defense with it, but the players would start, so you'd have several players, and as they get going, we're just dribbling, we're ball handling, and we're finishing on air. We go to the first cone, then we get our rebound, we'd come back, and we'd go to the second cone. Okay, then we come back, go to the third cone, and it gets a little bit jumbled up, but the kids go through it pretty quick, and we ask them to do different finishes, and it goes pretty well. The third one that I have on here, and this is one of the players' favorites, is just tag. So sometimes we use 3 cones, sometimes we use 4. I use 4 in this particular drill, but they both have a ball. You can use 1 ball or 2 balls, doesn't matter, but this is strictly ball handling. I like 1 ball because they can change directions a lot faster. So this person will be our tagger, okay, and this is the one who is trying to kind of run away and not get tagged. So we do it 15 seconds, and these guys are going to be dribbling all over. If the tagger decides to switch directions, then the other person's got to switch directions and go back the other way. But they're trying to stay away from each other for 15 seconds. We actually set this up in our gym so that each one of the hoops had a group of guys at it, and we kind of did a king of the court. So as you won, you got to go to the next hoop. And we had a championship or a king court at the main hoop. But that made it pretty competitive. So our 9th graders got to compete against the 10th graders, the 11th graders, the 12th graders, because depending on who won. If you try to do that, the championship court, whoever loses on the championship court, they drop down all the way to the very first court. So everybody else is moving. When you win, you move up a court. At the championship court, when you lose, you'd go back to that very first court. So the let's see, it'd be the fourth drill that we have here, again, is just a ball handling. We're staying out of these cones, give us a little bit of spacing, a little small-sided game kind of here where we have somebody coming in to finish and we've got a defender coming in there. You can switch this around depending on how easy you want to make it. If you got younger kids, maybe put the ball handler down here, put the defender up here so there's pressure coming from behind, but the ball handler is certainly going to be able to get that shot off. We have high school kids, so I put the ball handler up top. Does make it a little bit harder, but they get to work against a little contact and a little bit of pressure in front of them trying to finish. And then the last one is just, I believe people call it the Foster drill. That's what I've heard it called anyways, is we started with a high five right here. So the players just make a slap fives right here in between them. We ask players to use their weak hand going out and coming back. Once they get up to the 3-point line, they can then use whatever hand they want. They can, go behind the back, between the legs, crossover, in and out, doesn't matter. They can just blow by, they can take a shot. If they cross the 3-point line, we will give them, younger guys, we give them 3 dribbles. The older players or the more advanced guys, we say you cross the line, you have 2 dribbles to do something with it. So that is kind of a variation of that. The player number 2, once he slaps hands, goes down, and he's going to touch the baseline while the person with the ball is touching the half-court line. And then he's working on closing out, not allowing penetration into the paint at all, keeping them outside of the paint, challenging their shots. So it does work a little bit of defensive stuff as well. So all of these are working ball handling. They're all working finishing in some way. They all have an element of kind of pressure on it. The 5 cones one would be the only one where you're going on air, but you can easily add time to add a little bit of pressure there, or you have to have a certain score if you wanted to keep track of makes, that kind of thing. The King of the Court made this super competitive with tag, and our guys just went nuts with it. So that was a really fun one. But anyways, hopefully this helps you out. If you want any drills like this, inside the coaching lab, you can find a whole library of drills, or if you just want to take these and use them, that works too. All right. I'll talk to you later, Coach.